2, 4.
The next destination on Johannesburg Day Tour is Gold Reef City, which is an amusement park. Located on an old gold mine which was closed in 1971, the park is themed around the gold rush that started in the year 1886 on the Witwatersrand. The buildings on the park are designed to mimic the same period. So let's begin to explore this.
But shows how he lived from 1895 up until late 1930s. He lived in a house like this one, but inside the house there is a real furniture that was used by him. That side we have Oosthuizen house. Oosthuizen was the owner of the farm. Before mining, there was a farm. So on that particular farm, they discovered gold in 1886. The farm was owned by Oosthuizen. It's a Dutch person that lived the house 1886 and upwards, or even before 1886. There is a real furniture there as well. So the house is a replica. We have a Dow's house. Dow's was a teacher for music and art in the mine. There is a homeschool in that house. So this is Dutch, German, and British. We can start on this one.
Welcome to the Old Harvard House. The original was built in 1895 and was lived in until the late 1930s. Vili and I visited this fine example of how a mine manager would have lived in about 1900.
This is a Dutch family. Okay.
Hey, that's us approaching the Oosthuizen house.
Yes, so it is. Welcome to the Oosthuizen House, an excellent example of how an Afrikaner family would have lived in the late 1800s here in Joburg.
And then we went on to explore the history of gold in Johannesburg, starting with a short movie, followed by visiting 75-meter deep gold mine.
So we'll watch a movie here for 10 minutes about discovery of gold and history of Johannesburg.
We've stretched all the way from where Heidelberg is today, up through Johannesburg and Roodepoort, and then south as far as Virginia and the Free State. Back then, a country measured its wealth and determined the strength of their currency by the amount of gold they had.
So of course there are no ladies, but heart condition high, low blood pressure, operation, transfer for is it all okay?
Okay. So to see clear, huh?
Oh. But the shaft that we'll be using with the elevator can go to 975 meters.
The guys are getting ready.
And then this is a cage, like a cage is our transport that takes us up and down.
Okay.
And then this used to be a gold mine. but it was closed in 1977
Okay, why?
because the gold was too little now.
Oh, what was? Too little. Okay. So it was expensive to So now for speeding then. 75 meters
And then you start to hear the sound of water, like it's all natural water from underground.
Yeah. Oh.
Gold is deposited, but when it's like this, like it's still raw, so it needs to be processed first. But at the end, then they will start to find their gold inside. The map reads you are here level 275 meters and then the arrow points here. But if you look closely to the map, you can see that the mine still lost go deeper. Like in total, got about 57 levels, which is about 3,293 meters deep. Meaning this place is the one that supply power or electricity underground. Remember, like that power, like they needed this so they could have like electrical locomotive like this was over here. But before, in the beginning, no electricity. So like they were using also like on the sides, like you've got these tunnels, like you've got lots of them on the side. Those miners actually like used to go inside. When they were digging, like they were only like using a chisel and a hammer. And those times like there was no electricity, so at least like they'd be working by candlelight. All the way down to the bottom. But remember when you start getting deeper and deeper, there's water, then you start approaching or start seeing the
Imagine what it must have been like 100 years ago. As just the chemicals separate the gold from all the powder and other contaminants. The powdered ore is being placed in a tank containing a weak solution of cyanide. The cyanide solution is chemically dissolved in exposed gold particles. Next, you see them add zinc to the tank, causing another chemical reaction. The zinc is taking the gold's place in the cyanide solution. It's setting the gold free. Now you see the filter press filtering the gold. But the gold still looks like black mud. And then you watch as it pours into the furnace. Watch it being smelted. You feel the heat. 1062 degrees Celsius. It's hot. 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 The gold is melting. The fluxes take away more impurities. You see the slag being removed, and then we pour raw bullion. That's beautiful stuff, but don't touch it. It's still hot. This crude bullion is now sent to the Rand refinery in Germiston for processing into bars of a minimum of 99.5% gold content and 0.5% silver, which is accepted by the gold dealers throughout the world. Some gold is even refined up to 99.99% content. After heating and further sampling, the refined gold is then cast into bars weighing about 12.5 kilograms, a process popularly known as the gold pour. Finally, the exact purity of each gold bar is standardized. Virtually all of the gold produced is sold to the South African Reserve Bank and then sold again to the international gold markets, the main one being in Zurich.
Hope you have enjoyed this video and stay tuned as the next destination is even more exciting. So till then, keep learning, keep inspiring, keep following, keep commenting, keep tagging, keep sharing. Stay lean, stay fit. Peace. India.